Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another SLG Meetup. I hope everybody's doing fantastic today, and we're gonna have a very interesting guest. I mean, the definition of from zero to hero, I think it could be applied to him. He has now almost 10 million followers on social media, has been featured in JQ, Vogue, Forbes, has built an amazing company called Daxsen Corp, which works with over 100 plus well-known brands internationally, has created records for artists such as Tiesto and Florida, done marketing campaigns with people such as Alesso, Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, when I'm telling you that this guy has done quite a success for himself, that'll be an understatement. So his name is David Daxsen, and he's gonna tell us all about what it takes to build such an enormous company like himself. I wanted to say thank you again, David, for joining today. I was very impressed with your career so far. I mean, I was just looking into what you've accomplished, and I'm like, gosh, this guy, I mean, from zero to hero, now you have almost like 10 million followers online. You've been featured in Vogue, JQ, Forbes magazine, like all these different things. And not only that, but you've had the privilege to work with some of the most amazing artists in the world. So tell us how you started, like how did you get started?
Well, actually, I started pretty young. I started at 15 years old. And took immediately, this stuff seriously. Basically, we started in entertainment with a record label called Daxsen Records. So I started that when I was 15. It was 2010, and I began to release DJ stuff, music production in EDM and stuff. I was a DJ myself by then, and then I began to release music from dance music stuff when dance music was, huge by then. All these festivals, Tomorrowland, Ultra Music Festival, it was a great moment for the dance music. And it was an amazing moment for digital platforms as well. It was the starting of digital platforms. And I think one of maybe a reason of our success with Daxsen is that we got early. And when you hit it first, it's like hitting it twice, and you become a leader.
Yep.
You become a leader in that industry. So in Latin America, we got super early. We knew like Spotify would become something, and we entered Mexico, Colombia, Ecuador, and other countries in Latin America way earlier than other companies. So that allowed us to create some leverage and to do negotiations with European record labels, as by then Spinning Records, Armada, Contour, which were the leading EDM record labels. So we started from there, and that's like somehow the reason of my relationship with entertainment in general.
But come on, 15 years old, like what was going through your mind to take that leap of faith? Because sometimes when you're 15 years old, you're thinking of everything but what you were doing. That's
business.
Incredible.
Actually, it came naturally, I guess. But I always have been really passionate. Actually, my friends in high school were like, "What's going on with this dude?" Because I opened my first office when I was 15, so I took the business in a serious way. I did my high school projects based on my business, and I really took it seriously. But this is not something I have to tell everybody. But right now, I feel like I could do it with you. I do believe I got early into business because I started with very, very humble beginnings. I started literally from zero in a kind of ghetto area in Ecuador, really bad conditions, south area. Just to make an example, right in the corner, they were killing people like at least 2 times a week. You heard gunshots. I remember my mother telling me, okay, come down, because they were shooting, and some of the bullets actually, got into our house. This was like regular day to us. So I think that, and the possibility later on when my father became a teacher from a very nice high school and school. By then, I got the opportunity to study in a prestigious institution. Let's say it like that. So I met the people I grew up with, they were like son of presidents and, people that has the already the conditions to have a better life by them. So I always compare. And the reason what I started pretty early in life is that I was really coming from nothing. And I saw like all these guys has, these huge houses, these huge, everything, the cars. And when you're a child, you're saying, okay, I was like, I'm not competing with my friends at some point. If you see it like that, I'm competing with their parents,
Yes.
So I wanted to get to that level. And I know that I needed 2 or 3 lives starting from where I started.
Wow.
So, yeah. So I was like, okay.
I like that. That's
yeah, and that was, so I started 15 and I started learning from these older guys. And I got into business when I was 15. My business partners were 50, 60. And I had the opportunity even to work with people like, that were 80 years old and they had done so much in life. And when you have done already so much in life, you like to teach, right? So I had this blessing, of knowing people, of getting into business, and I have been always had a good work ethic, and people when they have experience, they appreciate that.
It takes a lot of time to build what you've built, and obviously you started early. But what's the best way to promote your brand and your services?
It is a strategy. It depends on the profile. I believe each brand needs to have its own strategy. So it is different if I promote you as Alvaro Nunez, which you're as a public figure, or Alvaro Nunez as a real estate broker, or Alvaro Nunez as the CEO of Super Luxury Group. It has its own strategy. It needs to be built with your vision. So, but talking about specifics, I do believe, first of all, and you know this because you're doing it well, social media is extremely important. Having your profiles verified, having a good content, quality content is important. Then it comes press, which you're doing amazing. You're a solid example of what actually is being done good.
Well,
so,
thank you.
social media, yeah, absolutely, you're doing great. Social media, press, and actually these type of interactions, this stuff, is organic. So this is perfect. I would actually, encourage people to do what this type of stuff. We this is basically free consulting. Free consulting for both of us.
Yeah.
We're learning from each other, and we are getting to know to each other, and we're creating connections. We're expanding our network. So this is perfect. You're doing an amazing job, and I do believe this is exactly what somebody which is building, a brand for himself needs to be done. Like you are doing great.
Tell me a little bit about Latin America, because you're obviously growing up in Ecuador and especially going through such a difficult time at the beginning. You're giving back. You're really putting a lot of emphasis in there. Tell me about that.
Well, yes, absolutely. So, of course, I love my country. Right now, I'm in New York, so I'm my business is here. Yeah, and my business is here as well. So, but I do have a lot of in Ecuador. I love what I can do for my country. For example, if I can do, I can create opportunities there, I will do it for my people, and I will keep doing it. I don't know, like we even have like restaurants, and we're doing a huge fintech project there in Ecuador. Where I will hopefully let you know about in a more advanced way later on. We are working with the New York Stock Exchange. That's why I'm actually. Yes, we are doing a very interesting fintech project. We are taking a bank from Ecuador, a pretty medium-sized bank, and the idea is to make it a digital worldwide bank.
Oh, wow.
Similar to Nubank. So it's an important project we're doing with the Daxsen group, and that's something that is starting in Ecuador, because actually Ecuador it's a good place to start something. It's a small country.
One of the things that comes to my mind, starting so young and building such an amazing brand and companies and working with so many celebrities, What has been, I will say, the most difficult thing that you've had to face, and what did you learn from it?
Well, I keep learning every day, and you know, it always is it's always a difficult path. You know, sometimes some days you could be up and go way higher, and then the next day you can be all the way down, and you need to keep humble. That's a reason of keeping humble. But the most difficult part, I may think, is living with people sometimes with disloyalty. You know, honesty. I think that's as for me one of the main issues you will have to alongside when you're building a company. You know, you can have a strong company, but your team, if you don't have a loyal team, if you don't have an honest team, at some point you may lose it. You may lose it all or a lot of stuff from your company. So loyalty, honesty is work ethic is some of the most important stuff I really care about, and you know, I think it may cause you some issues aside, of course, from what all you know all the situations and difficulties a company may have in the process. But the thing is that if you do what you love, you will always have fun. Even if you are up or down, you will always have fun, and you always learn from this.
What is really luxury to you?
The ability to express my feelings in the highest standards. And at some point, you know, luxury can be turned into expression as its fashion, for example, as its fashion. And why I'm telling you that this expression, because of when you have your home, let's say your home, and you put, you know, I want to have this type of kitchen. I want to have this type of furniture. It's the expression of who you are and how you know, you can put that into your home. A home is part of you. It's the creative side of you putting into place where you live, you know? And that's why I'm telling you it's expression. And it's the same when you use, like, I don't know, like in fashion, how do you dress? How do you want this? How do you have your office? It's all about expression.
And this is coming from David, Mr. David. I mean, you've done phenomenal. I'm a big fan, so congratulations. I cannot say anything but well done. It's not easy to build what you've done, and especially to surround yourself with such a powerhouse of successful and inspiring individuals, which is what you said, you know, your network is your network. So the more people that speak your language and that can elevate each other is what makes you.
And now we're connected. So
exactly.
And now we're connected. And I love that. You know, you're a pretty much, you know, real person, a genuine person. I can see that. And you know, I'm looking forward to, I don't know, either work with you or, you know, you're a great guy and you're doing it pretty well. Congratulations as well to you. I really, you know, hope you have a lot of success.
Well, thank you so much. And obviously, as the time starts to be a bit colder in New York, you're always welcome in Miami.
I love Miami. I love Miami. Yeah, I will actually. I will be in Miami pretty soon. I will be in Miami pretty soon.
We have good stuff going on. I would love to show you
Amazing.
around, and definitely good ways to bring some great synergy into action. So, look, David, I wanted to thank you once again. I don't know if there is any last takeaways or words that you would like to share.
I think we have, you know, pretty much what we were telling. I would just say, like, to people, like, do what they love, you know, eventually we will create more sustainable solutions, which is what all the countries actually need. And if we are keep creating, you know, we aim farther, we will create, it will sound a little bit cliche, but we will actually create a better world together. We need to be finding every time creating sustainable solutions that can provide this world, you know, progress. That's a reason in how society can be built.
Right.
That would be my my final message.
That's a good way. That's a good way to finish this up. Very inspiring, very empowering. Congratulations. Everybody that is watching this now or later, please follow David. He's a phenomenal guy. What he's doing is just incredible. And it's about disrupting an industry that was so saturated by seeing the opportunity. And this applies to life. So thanks again, David. And I look forward to seeing you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Please follow as well Albert Nunez, Super Luxury Group. He's doing an amazing job. I will share this later. I really knew, you know, I'm not used to do Instagram Live, but I will share this, and I'm sure a lot of people will see this interview later. So, a big hug, man.
Muchas gracias. Un abrazo. Chao.
Un abrazo. Chao.